Josie, do you mind handing over your husband to me? He's definitely the type of man for me. Huh? I saw him yesterday at our reunion, and I saw that both you and him had come to see all your old classmates. You both came out of that really high-end car, right? Thank you for all the compliments. Right now, my husband is working for a car dealership and is the manager of the place. And he is a huge fan of custom cars, so he'll stay late a lot of the time doing all sorts of mods to his own car. I'll let him know that you think it looks very high-end. I'm not sure what all you mean by mods and things like that, but the car is very cool. It's amazing seeing such a cool and high-end car like that in this part of town where everyone's driving lame trucks all the time. And so, because of that, I'd like to have your husband. I'd really love to have a husband as cool as yours, and I'd love to be his wife. I thought the first time you said that it was just a compliment, but are you actually being serious right now? Saying that you want your friend's husband? You know I'm being serious about that, right? He's the #1 most wanted thing on my list. Seeing him get out of that cool-looking sports car with you really makes me want to tie the knot with him. Please don't say something as ridiculous as that, Nikki. Are you trying to show me that you still haven't gotten any better since the last time? Please hurry up and fix that behavior of yours, always asking for other people's things. It's not that I just want them, but that I physically yearn to have them. And now that I'm so jealous about him, I really can't get him out of my head. Now that I've started to remember everything again, in the past you always wanted things like my clothing and jewelry, right? I'd tell you no, but you'd keep coming back more and more aggressive about it. And in the end, I'd give in to you and just end up handing my things over. However, weeks later, I'd find you taking all the things you asked for from me and selling them online. For some reason, the moment I get a hold of what I want, I start to lose interest in it. I will want something with so much energy, but the moment I have it, I no longer care about it. And that's why you ended up throwing away my ex-boyfriend after taking him from me, right? And a month after learning all of that and no longer talking to you, you come back talking to me like nothing ever happened? And not just from you, but I got message after message from my ex asking for me to get back together with him. To be honest, my years in college really sucked because of you two. Oh, wow. Are you talking about what happened with you and Seth? Oh, that brings back some good old memories. Thanks for remembering that, Josie. I would never forget about something like that. He was the first boyfriend I had ever had then. Yet you made a huge deal about wanting my boyfriend from me and then stole him in the end. I thought telling you no that time would make you stop, but right when I thought everything was okay, he told me he was going out with you behind my back. Yet after wanting him so badly that you'd go through the effort of stealing him from me, you threw him away a month later. I loved it when you sent me that text a month later saying he was actually more boring of a man than you first thought. That was really funny of you. Well, I was being honest that he was super boring. Back when he was with you, he seemed a lot more fun and handsome. You always seemed to laugh and joke around together, and he seemed so into you. I really thought to myself that if I were able to date him, I'd be just as happy as you. But the moment I started going out with him, things were far from what I expected. He didn't even take me anywhere fun or expensive for dates and was just a complete stick in the sand. Well, then maybe it's time you stop trying to take other people's things expecting them to make you just as happy. Seriously, stop saying such idiotic things as you wanting my husband from me next, okay? Cut the crap and act your age, please. Learn that there is no reason for you to go out of your way asking for other people's things that you want, okay? You should only want the things that you truly want with your heart, and then get that thing with your own strength. Wanting someone else's things just because they love them so much has no meaning to it, and most likely won't make you any happier. I'm telling you that I only aim to get the things that I do want with all my heart. And it seems this time my heart really wants your husband from you. Are you kidding me? It's fine to want something that you think is going to be important to you, right? I've been wanting to get married for some time now, and your husband is important to me for achieving that. So that's why you should give him to me. This is getting nowhere with you, I see. I'm sorry, but can you stop talking to me from now on? If you find that things like what you've done and plan to do are totally ethical, then I don't think you and I can be friends.
Out of all the people you know, do you happen to know a Nikki who is saying they're your friend? For some reason, they have come to my office to see me.
What? There is this old friend of mine from back in college named Nikki, but are you talking about her?
Well, she keeps saying you both were in the same year during college, so I'd assume it's her. She's saying that she's here to buy a car for me, which is totally fine and all, but she thinks that since you're her friend, she could get one for $1,000.
Are you kidding me right now?
Right now, I have one of my employees handling her for me, but it seems she's getting a little troublesome for us here. She keeps yelling at everyone, saying that she's friends with the manager's wife, and that she should be allowed to see me. She's actually making a huge fit about it right now, saying that I need to come out there at once to see her. But I'm out of the office on my break right now. I'm sorry to ask this from you, but can you do something about her?
I'm so sorry, Richard. I do happen to know her, unfortunately, and I hope she's not causing too many issues for you. I feel really bad for whatever employee you asked to handle her.
I have to ask this again, but is she really from the same year as you in college? You were actually friends with someone as childish as her?
She might be an old classmate of mine, but we are no longer friends now, and honestly, never were. A lot of things happened, though, in school, and that made me cut things off with her. But at the most recent reunion we went to, I ran into her again. And even when we met then, she was being a freak about a bunch of things, and so I asked her to never contact me. And, well, now it seems she's brought herself to your place of work.
Is that right?
Well, for the time being, I'll handle all of this, so just leave it up to me. And you can stay out there taking your break while I deal with her, okay? I'll send you a text when things are all good. If I allow her to see you, things will only become worse for everyone, and I really don't want that.
Huh. What do you mean by that?
I believe that she's actually trying to get you more than that $1,000 deal on a car. I bet she'll try to get your number from you or something and use that as a way to start talking to you in private.
Why does she want my number? And why does she want to talk to me in private?
She told me after the class reunion.
Oh?
She said that she's really into you and that she wants me to give you to her. That chick has always had this problem with wanting whatever others have, especially me. And with me, it wasn't just my clothes or my jewelry that she wanted, but my boyfriend as well. Back in college, there were so many times when I had to deal with her.
Really? She's that messed up of a friend from back in college? I guess the both of us ended up having some really crazy friends back in those days.
Huh? The both of us did?
Recently, I had myself that class reunion, right? Well, during that reunion, I got into it with that crazy guy. He kept asking me to lend him my favorite car for a day, so that he could take it out where he wanted to go. And even though I told him no at least 20 times that day, he's been messaging me asking for it still.
Telling someone no, only to have them continue asking more aggressively is just the worst, right? I guess the two of us will have to do our best to deal with these buffoons, alright? I'm going to get heading over to the dealership now and have a word with her about her behavior, okay? And let me just tell you once more to stay outside and let me handle everything. I don't want you coming back in until I tell you so. You really did a number on me, sending your own friend out of that place like that. I was going to buy a car from your husband for you and everything, yet you did me dirty. It's unbelievable that you'd throw out one of his valued customers like that. You're no customer of his asking that he sell you a car for something as ridiculously low as $1,000. And I know for a fact that you came there that day to get my husband for personal reasons, right? You probably thought you'd get him to come out and talk with you, and then have a chance at getting his number as well, right? I know everything that you want. Huh? How did you figure all of that out? Because you already told me a while back that you wanted him, and when you really do want something, you go all out. When we were in college, you made a huge deal about wanting my pen, and in order to get it from me, you broke the pen you had in your hands. And then cried about how you no longer had a pen that could write for you anymore, and that you needed to borrow a new one. You even told the professor that you just needed a pen for me for that one lecture. And so you took my bag from me and grabbed all my pens except one from in it. And never gave any of them back to me. I did something like that? I don't ever remember that. Even if you have no memory of what crap you were doing, I remember it all so well. Anyway, I don't want you talking to me anymore, please. And as for trying to get into my husband's dealership and making a fuss to see him, don't do it again. He would be more than happy to call the police next time and have you carried out of there for causing public disturbances. Huh? There's no way someone would call the police on one of their friends. You've really changed after getting married to him. The fact that you'd become this wild and scary towards someone who's pregnant is really beyond my understanding. Huh? You're pregnant? Right now, there is a very important baby living inside me. And the fact that you'd call the police on a pregnant woman like me is terrifying. So would you please stop it with that? If I gave a pre-birth due to all of that stress you caused me, what would you do? Hold on a second. Nikki, you're pregnant right now? Weren't you drinking loads of alcohol, though, at the class reunion we were all at just a little while back? And after that, I found out that I was pregnant. Of course, my body would choose that kind of timing, right? But who's to say it's bad timing for this, right? Now I'll be able to get what I want without it running away from me. When you say something like that, you're not implying that my husband is the father of that baby, right? Oh, well, that's exactly what I meant. Right now, I'm pregnant with your husband's child. I just had the pregnancy test taken a couple days ago, and that's how I learned I was pregnant. You're lying, right? There's no way that you could be pregnant with his baby, right? There is absolutely no way on the planet that you would have slept with my husband. Well, if you want proof that he did sleep with me, come take a look at my stomach. You understand that I can just never get myself to give up on things that I want, right? Right after you kicked me out of the dealership, I began to look up events and auto shows around here. You told me he loves his cars a whole bunch, so there was no way he wouldn't be at the shows I found. And when I went to one of them, bingo! I was able to find him that weekend at a car show, and I approached him. Really? He happens to have that really hot-looking sports car, so it wasn't hard for me to find where he was. I called out to him when I saw him get into his car, and he let me come right into the passenger seat with him without hesitation. He took me out of that event, and we went for a long drive together in the night. I don't think my husband would ever let another woman into the passenger seat of that car besides me. Well, it seems your husband was really looking for someone more my style, huh? All I had to do was act like I knew something about cars, and that got his heart to appear right in my grasp. He even said to my face that someone as sexy and knowledgeable about cars like me should be allowed to sit in his speedster. Thank goodness he was so open to me coming into his car like that, because he found out I really was his type of woman. What is going on with this super dramatic story of yours? Are you for sure that guy was my husband? We all know that he was your husband, and he took me into one of the mountains to stargaze on top of his car's hood. That was literally one of the best dates I've ever been on. You're telling me he fell for you so hard that he took you out to stargaze on top of his car? Your husband is already way more into me than he ever was into you. And the fact that he took care of me and my needs on the first night out just shows that. After all, the evidence of it is right in my belly waiting to come out someday. And so with that, I'd like you both to divorce really soon. I'm sure you don't want to make my baby grow up in a household where they will have no father to call their own, right? I seriously cannot get over the likes of you. You really did go to those lengths to try and get a hold of my husband and everything, huh? And you already know that I can never give up on getting what I want, right? I'll do anything and everything to get what I want, right? So you need to do what you've always done and just give up and hand him over to me. I'm already pregnant with your husband's kid before you could even get him to get you pregnant. I'm so sorry for stealing another man from you. That guy isn't even my husband, though. Huh? So you can go ahead and have him. I have no plans of divorcing my husband, so go right ahead and have a great time with that baby of yours. Now, hold on. What are you going on about now? What are you trying to say when you said he's not your husband? There's no way, right? Mitch is your husband, after all. Really? Because that's not my husband's name. Actually, I have zero clue who that is, Nikki. To think that you'd end up getting piped down by a guy that I've never even heard of before and letting him get you pregnant? Wow. That really sucks. Huh? My husband's name is Richard, by the way. So who the hell is this Mitch you're talking about? Excuse me, but the car that he was driving happened to be the same car that your husband was driving when he dropped you off at the reunion. I would never mistake the car your husband has for someone else's. I believe you when you say that the car you had ridden in was the car of my husband. But on that day, it seems my husband lent that car to a friend of his to take out for a ride. A friend? He loaned his car to one of his friends? It was one of his old friends from college that just wouldn't stop asking him to lend it to him for a day. So my husband gave in and lent him the car for one day as his friend had asked for and promised. So, with that being said, oh no, the man I called out to and asked to ride with wasn't your husband? He wasn't your husband at all, but rather his friend? That's what it looks like to me. The man that let you ride in the passenger seat of my husband's car just turned out to be his old buddy. Not the man I love with all my heart. What? I started to think that whole story you were telling me was really strange halfway through. Like my husband would never go out to a car show and act like that. I don't think I'd ever be married to a guy like that, so that whole story you told made me laugh. He's not like that? Saying something about you being so well informed on cars and being so sexy that you should ride in his car is never a thing my husband would say to a woman he doesn't know. If anything, my husband is the opposite of that. The only thing that makes him seem cool is the fact that he rides in a car like that. But besides the car, he'd never talk to someone like you have, especially not when he's in his favorite car. And taking you on a ride up the mountain to a stargazing spot just to lay on the hood and have sex is a no-go for him. He isn't even the kind of guy who knows about a spot like that. Well, you don't know about that. Maybe he just never takes you to spots like that. But when it came to a hot piece like me, he was more than excited to take me out there to make out. My husband would never take someone on a mountain for their first date to watch the stars. He cares far more about the car itself and would always take me out to the mountains to run the roads like a rally car. He drove so fast on those crazy roads out there that he made me vomit 3 times before we stopped. Are you serious? I could never see my husband taking someone out to watch stars from a mountain when there are too good of roads there for him to pass up. Now, I'm not going to say much else about this, so go ahead and talk with your Mitch guy about it. Right now, you're pregnant with another man's baby and not my husband's. This has to all be lies, right? I only went out with him because I thought he was your husband. I thought he was your husband, and that's why I let him make a baby in me. I don't need some baby with a man I know nothing about. So you have to have a baby with someone that you want to steal? Well, then that's totally fine. My husband is telling me that Mitch has a wife. What? He has a wife? My husband just told me that when I asked him about it. He said he does think that Mitch has his own wife already. So this should make you happy then, right? You're able to steal that guy from another unlucky or lucky woman, depending on how she views it. He does have a wife. Well, I'm taking him then. Hearing that he still does have another woman makes me feel a lot better again. You really are one of the worst women on this planet, Nikki. Well, I'll do my best to help you get that Mitch guy in any way I can. I'll help you get him and his wife to get a divorce, all so that you can have yourself a husband, okay? Really? I'll hand his wife the video recorder from my husband's car so that she can see he's with you now. That camera should have the both of you going at it on the hood of my husband's car viewed clear as day. And when she sees it, I'm sure she'll want a divorce from Mitch. Huh? There's a camera in the car? Hold on a second. That kind of help is not necessary. If you hand her evidence of him cheating on her, she could get a settlement from us. I'm happy to hear you want to help me get him, but something like that is a problem. Huh? You don't want Mitch's wife getting a settlement from you? You already told me that you wanted my husband from me and that you took all those steps to get pregnant with who you thought was his baby, right? Had you really been with my husband for whatever reason, what makes you think I wouldn't get a settlement from the two of you? You would? But you and I used to be good friends, right? That's the whole reason I wanted your husband in the first place, since I knew you wouldn't ask for money from one of your friends. What? But this guy is someone you don't know, right? And I'm sure his wife doesn't know me in any way, right? Since I'm not her friend by any means, she'll want to get a settlement from me. Are you an idiot? And I mean, seriously, are you supposed to be with your parents right now or something because you're considered on the scale? You should know that even if you were my friend, I'd still ask for a settlement from you for something like that. If you really had slept with my husband and all of that, I would have made sure to get every last cent out of you and then some. What? Is that so? Now I'm going to go ahead and hand this evidence off to her, okay? Listen, why did you do this to me? Mitch's wife really wants to get a settlement from me now because of you. But in return for that, you'll have access to her husband, right? That's great for you. Congratulations on stealing yourself another man. What is there to congratulate about all of this? I seriously don't think that by stealing someone's husband, they'd ask for this kind of money from me. I even carry a baby now, and yet I'm going to be forced to give up all my money to her? Really? She's asking that much from you? I'd say the average amount a wife asks for during times like this is $10,000 or so, right? I understand that she'll probably get a lot from her husband in the divorce, but you ending up with no money after this is a little unbelievable, right? Huh? It's because of your husband that I have no money left. You have no right mentioning something like that after what you both did to me. Come on now, really? Are you going to be this pathetic now? This shouldn't be happening to me. She's asking me to pay her $50,000 for getting in the car with her husband and getting pregnant with his child. I've never even heard of there being a settlement this big outside of court. Well, he had signed a paper with my husband saying that while using his car, nobody else was to ride in it. So really, Mitch did break some rules and was going to piss off my husband a lot, whether he got you pregnant or not. Also, there was the rule about not smoking in the car, which he broke. And at the end of that contract he signed, it stated if any one of the rules was broken, there'd be a fine of $15,000. So now you guys are going to get money from us as well? This is all bullcrap. No, it's not. The real bullcrap here is that even after asking my husband over and over to borrow the car like that, Mitch still broke two of the most important rules and is now going to pay for it. He even told my husband that he only wanted to take the car out for a drive by himself. So that's another problem we can all add to this fire. You both really did it this time, right? My husband even had a look at the tank later and realized you both never filled it up after driving around. That wasn't in the rules, but it's kind of a thing in the car world to do that for others after taking someone's car for the day. It's crazy to think the only reason he wanted the car was to take a girl out for a one-night stand. Watching the video showed us everything. From the car show where he picked you up with that stupid phrase and took off with you, to the both of you stargazing on the hood. How does it feel knowing that that date will cost Mitch $15,000 and then some? This isn't the time for jokes, Josie. Not only am I going to have to pay $50,000 to his wife for cheating with him, but I'll also have to help pay that $15,000? I cannot believe something as stupid as this is happening to me. I'm the victim of a long chain of misunderstandings. Oh, you are? I don't think calling yourself the victim here is going to get you any sympathy. You were the one asking for all this to happen long ago. And after all those warnings telling you to stop asking, you never listened and got your prize. This is what happens when you keep stealing what others have. But I just wanted all those things. I was just so jealous of everything, so envious. I just wanted everything to be in my hands and nobody else's. You're going to become a mother in another few months, so can you please grow up a little? You cannot raise your kid to think that it's okay to steal whatever you want when it's not yours. You are now in the position where you'll be a mother soon, and you have to be responsible for that. You chose to get pregnant in the hopes that you'd be able to get yourself a husband, but there is a price to something like that when the man you made a father is someone else's husband. Huh? Now stop crying about how hard your life is now and get a frickin' grip on it. I get that you will have to lose all your money in a few days, but nobody besides yourself cares about that. Not even me. After that, my husband took the car that both Mitch and Nikki rode in and spent the whole day cleaning everything out, from the seats to the hood. He then took the bill for all those cleaning supplies and added that to the list of things that needed to be paid by those two. Later, the both of them ended up getting married to one another, but only because Nikki was pregnant with his kid. But now they're both living in a really cramped apartment that'll only become more cramped after the kid comes. However, it seems that even after marrying Nikki, Mitch wasn't over his itch to cheat, and one day he left Nikki at the apartment all by herself to meet another woman. And right there, Nikki began to realize what was happening to her husband, and started to understand what it felt like having something you want and love be stolen by someone else. She even began to scream profanities about the new woman he was sleeping with, calling her horrible things because she was with him all the time. This also led to her questioning why the other woman would do such a thing when Mitch's wife is pregnant with his baby. And a few days after all those outbursts, she went out to find him and his new woman and started freaking out on the both of them. However, something like this should never be coming out of her mouth, right?
Please help, Mom. Can you please allow us to come and stay at your house for a little while? Right now, we are in a bit of a financial pinch.
Huh? Axel? What kind of pinch have you gotten yourselves into that you need to be coming to me for?
Well, to be honest with you, recently I want to change jobs, right? And well, this new job is actually paying me a lot less than my previous one. Which, I know, it is a bit strange and all that, but I told you before that the benefits are better.
I think you told me you're going to this place to take more time off work, or have the ability to at least, right? Wasn't it something about how you could take time off work because your wife is working a great job and her income would be able to support you two for a little bit now? And you followed that up with saying you both have good savings, so you didn't have to worry about being off work.
And that's the way things should have been, but, well, Trina ended up quitting her job without asking me about it first.
What? Trina did that? Why would she do something like that? Was there something wrong with the company she'd been working at?
It's not that there was something wrong there. She just had the wrong idea of things and accidentally quit.
Huh? Wrong idea of things?
She assumed that since I was moving to a different job, my pay would be better there. So she thought that with me getting a new job, I was also being paid another couple grand or so every year. So she believed that this was her chance to finally become the housewife she's always dreamed of becoming.
What's up with that?
She's always told me about how much she wanted to stay at home. But I've only ever been making base pay at my job, so that was never possible for her. So she must have thought that the reason I was changing jobs was to get a better salary for her to be able to leave her job.
That's just terrible!
And actually, for the longest time now, I left her in charge of handling payments on the house and for food. So when I took a look at our savings, there was nothing in there. We haven't had anything in our accounts for months now, I think.
You don't even have a penny in your savings account? You're joking, right? You both have been working jobs and don't even have kids, yet there's no money in your savings account? There's really nothing in there?
We have both done a terrible job at holding on to our money. I have tried my best not to overspend on things, but maybe somewhere along the way I went a little overboard? I'm sure it has something to do with me not checking my bank accounts enough. I hate this!
Not checking your bank accounts?
Just know that right now, I don't make as much as I used to, and Trina is without a job. And since we have no savings, we can't afford to live here anymore. So please, Mom, can you let the two of us come and live with you just until we have enough money to move out again?
Well, if this is all that's happened to you, I have no other choice. Your room is still open in this house, so the two of you come back here and stay as long as you need. I'm your mom, after all, so I'll do what I can to help.
Thank you. We'll get all of our things together then, and move back to your place. I'm so sorry if this is causing you any trouble, Mom.
Hey! Trina, what the hell is this? Why have you asked for a remodeling company to come into my house without asking me first? I don't like living in an old house like this one, so I'm thinking of having them take out the old wooden flooring and add in some soft, fresh carpeting. Why are you sending all of those men away now? I just had to go all the way to their company and say sorry to all of them for what you've done. It's all your fault, Dorothy, for being so selfish about this house. Huh? What do you mean I'm being selfish about my house? This is my house, Trina. You are not supposed to be asking for someone to come in and remodel someone else's house. What are you talking about? Starting today, the house is supposed to be our house. What? How long did you think you could keep acting like this place is only your house for? Stop trying to be a selfish old grandma about this old place that we're all living in now. Hold on a second, Trina. What are you trying to say right now? This is still my house right now. You guys were having some financial troubles before this, so I was being kind and letting the two of you stay here until you got back on your feet. What was that? Oh my. I believe you've started to have signs of dementia now, Dorothy. Oh, believing something like that to be true? Huh? Believing what? This is your son Axel's house now. When your husband had passed away, he planned on giving this house to your son. But your son is such a nice man that he decided to let you stay in the house since you aren't making any money anymore. However, it looks to me like you didn't get the memo and think that this place has always been yours. Trina, all of this about my husband giving Axel the house and allowing me to stay in it, did Axel tell you all of this? He would never tell me all the small details about your husband's will and all of that, right? But normally the deceased man's house is always given to his son. And Axel is the only son of your household, right? So after your husband passed away, it's only natural that he gave this house to Axel and wanted him to live here. In other words, that's what you've led yourself to believe? You're the only one that's led yourself to believing lies. That house isn't even yours, yet you think that it is and keep telling everyone that with confidence. I don't want you forgetting this time that we're the ones allowing you to stay here, not the other way around. And from today, we, the ones who own the house, are going to start living in it again. What should I do about this? You seem to not want to listen to me. The next time I have people over to remodel the house, you'd better not tell them to leave. If you do, I will not forgive you, okay? Allow me to make this place as perfect as I can for myself so I can actually enjoy living here. This house is under Axel's name after all, and as his wife, that makes this place mine as well. Hello? Why is the front door locked now? Hurry up and let me back into the house. Nope, you're not coming back into this house. I have had it up to here with you, Dorothy. And so I'm having you moved out of this house today. I'll be throwing all your things out of the house one by one, so grab them all and leave. I'm not messing around anymore, Trina. Why do I have to be the one to leave my own house at the will of you? Stop all of that, you old goof. This place is not your house, and you need to stop believing in all those lies you led yourself into believing. This is the house that your son was given when his father died. In other words, it's both his and my house. Yet, because of his crappy old mother, I'm not able to get any contractors in here to start remodeling the place. Huh? Anytime I've asked them to come in and tear out the flooring or repaint the walls, you tell them to stop what they're doing and get out. I'm really starting to believe that you have something out for me, and that's why you're not letting me have my way in my house. So I've had enough of this BS where I have to let my stupid mother-in-law live with me. Why are you trying to act like the victim here? You're the one that's trying to break apart my beautiful home. I'm allowed to stop you from doing that to my home, so that's what you're witnessing. Now, will you stop acting like a complete buffoon and leave my house be? You are the worst. I really want them to come in and tear up this house so that I can have a gorgeous new home. I've finally become a housewife and everything and need a wonderful home to complement me. I want a house where I can sit at home all day and do nothing. Huh? Wait a second. Trina, you think you're still allowed to be a housewife right now? Aren't you aware that the money Axel is making now is less than what he was bringing in before? Well, if he's not making as much as before, he just needs to work harder to get it back up. He should just work more every week to make up for that loss, right? What? You understand the reason why Axel changed jobs in the first place, right? Before, he wasn't able to get any time off at the previous company and had to work all the time. At certain points, he was working 60-hour work weeks. So that's why he left that place and joined a new company that allowed him to take some time off. Why would he go to a new company allowing him to work less just to have to start working more hours again? There's no reasoning in that. But I don't want to work anymore. I didn't get the wrong idea of anything. Rather, I just got tired of working. And now that I'm a housewife, finally, I am not giving it up. What? Ever since I was a little girl, I've always dreamed of the day I could become a housewife. I wanted to become a wife who could wait all day in her cozy home for her husband to get home. And now that that dream has come true for me, I'm not going back to work. Yet now that you're home all day, you still don't do any of the chores for him. Well, that's because I hate doing chores. That's why I'm not going to put too much effort into the place. I'm going to have a beautiful house to lay in all day as I wait for my husband to return home. Excuse me? But as long as you're in this house, that dream will not come true. You keep acting like this is your house due to you becoming senile or something, right? And you keep kicking out all the contractors I asked to come in, causing me a real headache. So I can no longer allow you to get in my way anymore. You senile old geezer need to get out of my house.
We're the ones that are getting kicked out of this house.
Huh?
I got a call from my mom. If she came back home from work to be here? What the hell is going on here? Who the hell do you think you are, saying something like that to my mom, asking her to leave her house?
You're asking me who I think I am? I'm the wife who owns this house with you. Who does she think she is? She says that this house is supposed to be hers, even though it's meant for you and me. You were the one that got this house from your dad in his will. So go and tell her to get out of this house if she's going to act this way towards us.
You stop all of that right now. How many times do I have to explain this to you before you understand what's going on? This house is the place that Mom got from Dad in his will. The land and the house, all of it are hers now. Her name is on all of it if you'd like to look that up.
What?
Right now, we should be on our hands and knees thanking her for allowing us to stay here. Yet, it's only been a few days since we moved in here, and you're already asking for trouble from her. Well, I'm not going to let you cause any more trouble. We're going to hurry up and get all our things together and get out of this house.
Wait, hold on a minute. What? Axel? What are you even talking about? You don't have to keep acting all nice towards your mother like that. You are the one and only son of this family, and this is your house, right? When your father was passing away, he gave this house to you, right?
I'm asking you to please tell me what's made you think that. Are you trying to tell me that where you're from, that's the normal thing that happens? Well, even if it is, I'm sorry, but my dad didn't leave me anything in his will. He didn't give me the house, or the land, or even the money. Instead, asking that it go all to his wife.
Huh?
That's why I'm not sure how many more times I'll have to say this, but it's all my mom's. I had to ask her with every bit of my soul to allow us to come back and live here with her.
Huh? Is that right? I just assumed that you were being a really nice son to make sure that she had a place to live and all that. And that's why this time I wanted her out of the house for being such a jerk. I just thought that every time she told me she was the owner of this house, she was lying to me.
I'm getting tired of you trying to act like this is our house and that she's the one lying. You already started this whole process off with a bad step, as you thought me changing jobs just meant my salary would increase. And so instead of talking with me first about it, you just left your job at that company. And now your next step is trying to kick my mom out of her own house because you think it's yours?
What the heck? It's not my fault that I had the wrong idea about all of this. They always talk about this stuff online and on the news, right? Saying for people to change their jobs for better pay and all that. I didn't think that you going to a different job would mean you'd make less money per month.
I told you about that so many times though. I said that my new job would pay me less and we might have to make do with that in some way. But as a result of that, I'd get more time off work and would be able to spend more time with you. Did you listen to a dang word I was telling you all those times?
Well...
You didn't listen to crap, right? You heard me say I was getting a new job and that in your head translated to you being a housewife and being able to relax all the time. You don't want to work anymore and just want to spend all day sitting around at home. You've always been talking about that, right? I'm going to open the lock to the front door right now, and when I'm inside, both you and I are packing up our things and leaving. Before you cause any more problems for my mom, I'm going to have the two of us leave her place.
I don't want to leave, though. I am not leaving this house, whether you want me to or not. I'll open up the door for you, but I will not be leaving this house.
Excuse me?
Listen, I've already bragged to everyone about this house now. And I told them all that because you found a new job, I can finally be a housewife. And I even bragged about how we would be remodeling your whole house to make it more cozy for me. I am not going to turn around and have to tell all of them that we had to leave this place.
I'm surprised to see that you think you're in the place to talk to me like that. It's all because of you that we're being kicked out.
Even if that's the case, it's impossible for me to leave now. Also, it's not just that I bragged to everyone about it. I already signed that contract having the company come in to remodel the place. Having the whole place remodeled will cost $150,000. And I've already paid over $15,000 in advance.
What?
That's why I'm telling you that leaving this house is not possible. If I leave right now, that $15,000 will vanish. And I don't even have any savings, so I was planning to pay it off with some loans.
Hey. Hold on a second. To think that you've gone this far off the rails.
I thought that having a beautiful new home for us would make you happy as well, right? That's why I already started with signing that contract and everything for us. You and I can still live here, and we can get your mom to forgive me. Then everything can go back to normal, right?
I am so far gone now from all the crap that you've just told me that I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Mom and I will go find a hotel somewhere and stay the night there. When all of us have calmed down a bit, we could start from square one again.
It's been a little bit now, Trina. Have you calmed down a little now? Dorothy! I'm so sorry for having the wrong idea about everything this whole time. I will apologize to you for everything that's happened. So please, don't kick me out of the house. If you do that, then the $15,000 I handed over will go to waste. And all of the things I've told my friends will be lies. Calm down, Trina. I've understood everything that's gone on here and taken some time to think about it. I think I've had enough, and will give you that house now. What? and then I'll leave that house like you've been asking me. That should make you happy, right?
Are you for real? You're going to give the house to us now?
Well, you told us that you'd never leave the house, right? And I understand not wanting to waste all the money you've already put into the place. At this point, the only option for me is to leave the house.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. You seem to understand me a lot more than I first thought you would. Once we have the house completely remodeled, you can come over to hang out with us anytime you want.
I don't think I will. I've planned on moving somewhere far away, so it'd take me some time to come to you.
Where are you planning on moving to now? You seem like the kind of woman that would love to move to the countryside and live the rest of your life stress-free.
That's right. I'll be going out to your parents' house to live there. I'll be out in the countryside there, and they said they'd look after me from now on.
Huh? You'll be moving out to my parents' house?
I feel like me talking to you about the reason for this would never get through that thick skull of yours. Actually, just yesterday I was over with your parents talking to them. I told them that their daughter had stolen my house from me, and then asked them how they'd repay me for that.
What did you say?
Your parents were left speechless when I brought that up to them, but they were mature enough to get on their hands and knees and apologize to me. I'm so sorry about my stupid daughter, is what your dad told me. And then they told me I'd be allowed to live with them. What a great idea from the both of them. They said they'd throw all your things out of your old room and have me move into it.
Huh?
And on top of all that, they'll be treating me like the house is a bed and breakfast. I also told them that while you were staying in my house, you never did any chores or anything to help out. So in exchange for that, they'll be doing all the chores for me as another way of apologizing for that. They said they'd be taking responsibility for everything you had done to me.
You're lying, right?
You really did nothing for me while in my house. Things like your laundry, cleaning your room, and cooking for you. You asked me to do all of it. And each time you told me to do it for you, you said you'd handle it the next time. Like those days where I would make dinner for you, but you'd say that you weren't in the mood for meat or fish and tell me to make you something else. Do you want me to start saying things like that to your parents for you?
That's all crap, right? Wait, you're going way too far with this. I'm not playing games anymore, you old geezer hag.
Oh?
Getting my parents involved in all of this is just not okay. And the fact that they took apart my room in that house for you to stay? Asking them to take care of you like you're one of their kids?
I love that you're telling me not to do something like this after doing the exact same thing at my house. You asked for me to do everything for you when I was already giving you a roof to sleep under. And when you had enough of me, forced me out of the house because you thought it was all yours to keep.
Well, that was...
You can go ahead and keep that house to yourself now. Go ahead and remodel it all you want. But I'm going to do the same to your parents' house now. I'm going to act like a spoiled brat, just like you, and have it all my way here. I'll even make sure to have contractors in here next week to start working on remodeling the place.
Shut the hell up! And stop all of that!
Then can you shut the hell up and leave my house? Telling me that you hate having the tables turned on yourself like this. Did you never learn in school not to do things you dislike to others?
What should I do? My parents are starting to blow up my phone with messages. My parents are both very strict about how they handle things. They are definitely going to be furious with me this time.
That's right, and I'm just as furious as they are. I might look as though I'm calm right now, but deep inside me, there is a fire burning and it's going to overflow really soon.
It's not my fault that all of this is happening.
I told your parents they raised a really great girl. Quitting her job without talking to her husband about it first and not being good at any kinds of chores. And that you've never saved any of your earned money. You can't do any chores, nor do you want to, and your dream is to become a housewife? I told them that your dream has come true. And when I did that, they both blew up.
You've only gone and made them more upset with me. My parents are going to never let this go now. What should I be doing here? They just told me they're coming here today to see me? I can tell right now they will both drag me back to their place with them.
Then how about today we all go and meet up at my house? I want to get all my things together in order to move into your parents' house. Make sure to leave the door unlocked for all of us. Now, I'll be seeing you very soon. After that, Trina's parents went into my house and her mother laid a great punch on her daughter's face before her and her husband dragged her back to their house. And for the time being, they will both be retraining their daughter to become a proper adult. According to the rumors, she was forced to start working for a family member's company. And she'll be working there until she's made the $15,000 she needs to pay off the contractors. And that company she's now a part of happens to be a remodeling company, where she can work hours upon hours remodeling other houses the way she had always dreamed of having done for herself. And while that's all been happening, my son has been putting in a lot of work in his new company, trying to make enough money to move on with things. He's already started talking to me about how he wants to divorce Trina, and that's why he needs all the money he can get to move out of my house and leave here. No matter how well she is retrained into being a good person, she will have no place back in this family ever again. And when it comes to her dreams of being a housewife, well, she can just kiss all of them goodbye because there is no way she'll ever be able to make that dream come true after her parents have finished their work on her.
Don't you ever come back to my house again! You moneyless high school dropout! I will never let someone of your likes marry my brother, ever! Hold your horses, Autumn. Hitting me and then tossing me out of the house like that? And now you're calling me a moneyless high school dropout? Why do I have to be the one treated like this by you? I had to do all of that in order for you to understand what part of society you're really a part of. And you will not be allowed to marry my brother who graduated top of the class at Harvard as a dropout. I really have no clue how you were able to fool him into wanting to marry you in the first place, but I'm not as simple-minded. You are a lowlife, so you go find one of your own kind to marry.
Lowlife? I get that people like to judge others a lot based on their education, but I've never run into anyone as horribly judgmental as you.
I'm sure you only ever wanted to be with my brother because he's going to be bringing in lots of money, right? You don't actually have an ounce of love in you for him, right? Well, I'm not letting some witch like you have my brother.
Are you freaking kidding me? I love Fred with all my heart, and I've been wanting to marry him for such a long time. That's the whole reason why today your parents asked for me to come over so we could talk more about the wedding and everything. But to think that his little sister would be the one out of all of Fred's family to slap me and then force me out of the house, I cannot believe what's happened.
I'm so sorry, Aline. I not only graduated from Harvard myself, but I was also top of my club in karate. So I didn't think that small slap would be so powerful towards your weak little body. Well, I promise that from now on, I'll be a little bit nicer with my swings.
You're calling me the weak one?
Yes, I am. Not only are you a lowlife, but you don't even realize how weak you are physically. You only tried marrying my brother so that you could get to his money and nothing else, right? He made it out of Harvard top of his class, so not only is he extremely cool, but he's working for a very well-known and large company. But man, I'm so surprised that he's already being taken advantage of by a loser like you who only wants to trick him for his money.
I told you already that I want him because of my love for him. Calling me a lowlife and a weakling, though, that's not okay. I get that I dropped out of high school, but that does not give you any right to treat me like I'm garbage.
Well, let me just say that a high school dropout with no money is the same thing as a cockroach in this world. So I'm going to start calling you that instead now. I'm sure your family never had any money for you, so there was no hope of you getting into any college, right? That's why you just gave up and dropped out. So you should just go find someone your own class and marry them instead. All you're doing by coming after my brother is ruining his image as a successful young man.
This is getting nowhere with you. You're just going to keep calling me horrible things based off me never graduating high school. And now you're even calling me society's cockroach? That's probably why you're just like society's gorilla, throwing hands without even bothering to understand the situation first. You are the worst of the worst.
Huh? You have no right talking to me like that, you cockroach. You lowlifes all need to shut the hell up. You and the rest of your kind need to stop thinking that you can marry people like my brother.
I'm withdrawing my offer to you.
Huh?
I'm not going to let someone as violent and explosive as you come work with me.
The way you smacked me without ever talking to me first just goes to show that you don't care about anyone besides yourself.
Did you know that I could tell the police right now about what you did to me and they'd be all over you? I might just do that. And since you'll have the police on you, I can't have you working with me.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What the hell are you talking about having that offer withdrawn?
Autumn, you are pretty much done with school now and have been looking for work, right? You happened to send in a resume to Green Earth Ltd. Asking to come work, right?
You must have heard about that from my brother. Well, that's exactly right. I'm one of the best students from my class at Harvard, and I have been given an offer already by Green Earth to go work for them really soon.
And did you know that I am also working at Green Earth? And since I'm working in the HR department, I'll most likely be the one responsible for hiring you.
Excuse me?
I'm sure you totally forgot about the conversation you had with me before, because you were so happy to finally find a company that would offer a job to you, right? I forgot about you a little bit as well, until today when I first saw your face at your house.
You're lying, right? There's no way in hell a dropout like you is working for a company as large as that.
If you're having a hard time believing me, then go take a look at the offer I sent to you before, and you'll see my name on it signed at the bottom. That should have already arrived for you, so you can have a look yourself and see the proof.
What?
I feel bad that I'm already having to withdraw that offer from you, but in exchange for that, I won't be calling the police. But having heard you call me a cockroach a couple times now, makes me wonder if you've looked in the mirror lately. You might want to take a look at yourself as well after this, because you will have just lost all your pride.
Huh?
Well, I guess you are still that violent gorilla, and unlike you, I'm just your average adult that knows how to act in situations like these. So be happy that I've been kind enough not to want to have the police involved. Now, good day to you, Autumn.
I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday with my little sister. Autumn has always been a little too involved with other people's education, and really likes to judge them based off it. I just never assumed she'd be the kind of person to come out of nowhere and slap you though, just because you dropped out of high school. Has the swelling gone down yet? Are you going to be okay?
I put ice on it right as I got home, and most of the swelling is gone now.
That's good to hear. But I'm sure it's not just your face that is hurting right now. She said a lot of terrible things about you, and I'm sure that hurt your heart just as badly.
I actually don't care a whole lot about what she called me, so don't worry. After my parents' business failed, I had to drop out of high school. During that tough phase in my life, I had to see a lot of people change really quickly into completely different people. And when it comes to how people look at me now because I never finished high school, there are a lot with views like Autumn.
But unlike all those other people that care so much about education through schooling, you learned a lot at home helping your parents, and in the real world working jobs. Even now you are working at such a large company, making bank. I myself am so impressed with you, and feel terrible that you have to live with people like my sister around you. It hurts.
Thank you for thinking of me that way, Fred. Anyway, how has Autumn been after a day has passed?
Both myself and my parents have been pissed with her, so she's starting to settle down now, and all of today she hasn't left her bedroom.
Well then, that must mean she hasn't told anyone yet about how I withdrew my offer to have her work for Green Earth.
Huh? What do you mean you withdrew that offer?
Actually, a little while back she received an offer from this company asking for her to come work for us. But I told her yesterday that the offer would be withdrawn now. This doesn't even have to do with the company itself, but the fact that we will not allow anyone as violent and explosive as her to come work here.
What? She got an offer from your company to come work there? I knew you were an amazing person for being able to land a job there in the HR department, but you're telling me you offered her a job as well? I guess that's why she's been so happy recently about getting an offer from her #1 workplace. She must have been talking about Green Earth.
I'm planning to have a formal email sent to her very soon telling her that she will indeed be losing that offer to come work here. I'm hoping that after seeing that, she'll be willing to leave her room. Do you think I've gone a little too far by doing this, though?
No way. No matter what the reasoning was, she has no right hitting you like that and thinking it's okay to do so. If anything, I'm happy you're being that strict with her. For a while now, my family has had a lot of trouble handling her. So I'm hoping that after she gets a taste of reality with that email from you and the company, she'll turn her attitude around and become a responsible adult.
She's been that much of a problem for you guys?
She's always been such a pain in the butt for anyone that doesn't have the same or better education or work than her. And it's not just towards strangers either. She'll act like that even to her own family members and close friends. There was even a time where one of her cousins failed their exam at school, and she told my parents to never let that whole family be a part of ours again because of it.
What?
She's even told friends of hers that went to less popular colleges than Harvard to go away because they aren't as good as her.
She's even worse than I thought. To think there are people that base all their judgment towards others off only their education and work. It's sad.
I just told my parents about how you're withdrawing that offer to her. They both told me that they're thankful for what you're doing to her. Also, they'd both like to apologize to you at some point for what my sister did. It was because of her that we couldn't finish the talks that we had about the marriage and wedding, right? We'll have to put another date together so that you can meet my parents again, okay?
Wait, is that all right?
Of course it is. And this time, my sister won't be allowed to join us, so you won't have to worry. Maybe the four of us could go out to lunch or something and take our time talking about all of this.
That would be perfect. I'll talk with you later about a day that'll work for me. Can you make sure to talk with your parents then about said day and make any reservations?
Sure thing. I'll see you later then.
Hello. Long time no see, right? How's your head doing after a month has passed since I smacked it? Perhaps it's still a little bit swollen. Oh my, I never expected I'd be hearing from you again, Autumn. Does this mean you're finally coming to apologize to me? Huh? Why would I ever do that? There's no reason for me to apologize to a cockroach. I mean, I was totally in the right hitting you in the head like I did. What? Thinking you could marry my brother when you never made it out of high school? You deserved a good hit to your head. So I'm not apologizing to you for anything. You had the job offer that you bragged so much about canceled, and yet you're still acting like this? Then tell me why the heck you've come to talk to me today. I've come to teach you once again what kind of low-life scum you really are. Me? I'm already pissed that someone with no education like you wants to marry my brother. But not only have you tried to do that, but now you've stolen my offer for that job at Green Earth. There's no way a company like that has any use for you, as all you are is a waste of their payroll. Yet you think you're everything to them there and can do whatever you want to a Harvard graduate like me. So I've come back once again to teach you just how low of a cockroach you really are, Aileen. I just want to get this part straightened out a little. Both Fred and your parents have been really upset with you, right? You had that job offer withdrawn from you, and they had to tell you just how pissed they've been. However, even after all of that, you still haven't learned to play nice? So far, no matter what I've said to my family, they don't seem to catch a hint. They're all from amazing schools, yet have zero common sense. I mean, my brother was taken advantage of by you. And my parents may be smart, but I guess they never made it out of an Ivy League school like me. I've started to learn that none of them understand just how amazing of a daughter and sister I really am to all of them. Oh. That's why I'm going to be using far smarter and superior people from now on. With all these new people in my life, they'll be able to see just how amazing of a woman I am and will brag about having me around. And then they'll help me get rid of you. I'm going to get that job offer back from Green Earth and will take your place. So if you're wondering who these people are, they happen to be your higher-ups within that company, including the CEO. You're talking with the CEO? Those like me who have degrees from Ivy League colleges can do anything they put their mind to. And not only that, they can get the help of anyone, including CEOs of large companies like Green Earth. That's why today I went to your company. And I went in front of your CEO and all the other managers and told them how upset I was that a high school dropout like you withdrew my job offer. You're lying, right? You went all the way to the CEO about this? And of course, the CEO understood my plea. He listened to everything I had to complain about and told me he'd handle it all as soon as possible. I knew someone like the CEO would be able to understand a Harvard grad like me. And soon I'll be allowed to work for the company in your place and help bring this company to the next level. Autumn, you really cause a lot of problems for everyone around you, don't you? Maybe I'm just too good for all you lowlifes, and that's why you're all left with problems? Are you sure? Well, I'm sorry, but you're going to be fired now because of me. This is what happens when a dropout like you thinks they can fight back. Your life is over now. I can't wait for you to see it, you cockroach. You're the one that's about to see the end. Huh? You said you went and cried to the CEO, right? And you told him about how a high school dropout like me withdrew that job offer? Yeah, I made sure to explain all my complaints to them. I told them all about how someone like you is just a cockroach to this world and that you're ruining their company. And then explained that they're better off getting rid of you since it's not a great thing for them to have you on their payroll. And then I ended my talks with them by saying they are best off firing you and not even giving you a package in the process. Well, that cockroach you keep talking to them about happens to also be a part of this company's leadership. Did you know that? Huh? The CEO of Green Earth happens to be the same as me and was also a high school dropout. He happens to know a whole lot about the world of business, but due to family issues, had to end his public schooling in high school and leave. I can't believe you'd go in front of someone like him and start saying such things about people like us. Are you sure? I'm actually really jealous that he was able to become the CEO of this company without even having to graduate from a university or anything. And many other people are jealous of that as well. But my jealousy has faded ever since he brought me up to his level and made me the HR department leader for the company. I wasn't able to get here overnight though, as I had to prove to him that someone with the same past as him could also work hard, which I did. And after he saw that I was built for this company, he brought me up to his level, allowing me to now work alongside him. He's even told me that I'm a very serious worker, and he wants someone like me to rely on when need be. He really seems to have a liking for people like me, and that's why a lot of management within this company are people like us, who have had issues in the past with schooling but are serious and knowledgeable workers. What? And I think he agrees with my choice of withdrawing your job offer. And I mean, even if you did start to work here, you'd never last. Well, let's be real. It's going to be hard for you to work anywhere in this world. The only thing you'll be able to pass to get an interview anywhere is the company's preliminary hiring process because of your education. But after that, they'll see your behavior and immediately get rid of your resume. You're lying! Do you think other companies are going to do the same thing to me like yours has? They sure will. I'm pretty sure other companies are already learning about how horrible things turned out for you after what you did here. You made a fool of yourself, even in front of the CEO, and he's going to make sure everyone knows about that. You really did it to yourself this time, Autumn. I didn't know anything about him not graduating high school. Why should I have known that? What company would have a CEO who never graduated from a proper college? You graduated from Harvard and that's your excuse for acting like this? I guess we'll just have to see what the CEO does about this now. Actually, you're better off looking for a new company to hire you right now before he starts spreading the news about you. What should I do, Aileen? I just got a letter in the mail from the CEO. He just told me that he's not going to give me another job offer and has asked that I stay away from his company for good. He's just pretty much ruined every chance I had of getting into that company. I'm glad to see that even he agrees with me on my decision to withdraw your job offer. I guess you've finally gotten a good taste of reality.
And not just that, though. He even called Harvard and talked with them about me. He talked with the president of the school and said it's strange that someone like me would be willing to force my way into his office and complain to him. And he used that as another explanation for why he will not be hiring me anymore. Now that the president of Harvard knows about what's happened, they've told me they no longer want to give me my diploma when I graduate. Oh, my, they're not letting you graduate now? Well, I guess there's no point in even trying to find any other company to hire you. If you're not able to graduate, then no company will bother with you. But, what should I do? There's no way this is happening to me. This is all because of you, so do something about it. What? You think this is my fault? Well, it freaking is. It's all because of you withdrawing the job offer in the first place that everything's gone downhill. If you had never even bothered to try getting my brother to marry you, then you would have never had to come to my house talking about marriage. Oh, come on now. If you hadn't hit me in the face like that, then none of this would have had to happen. Nobody's forgotten about how violent and messed up you are, Autumn. But that was just my body responding to thinking you were a threat. Then be upset with that body of yours that thinks it's okay to hit other people like that. Hey, you are my body. Talk with your body like that and maybe it'll stop acting on its own. Wait! Can you please think of a way to help me get out of this mess? I don't give a crap about you and your mess. To be honest, I think you deserve all that's happening to you right now. Stop messing around! Why do you think I deserve to be treated like this? Now that you've done this to me, I'm going to make sure you and Fred can never be a couple. What? As long as you're with him, my life is going to be hell. So if I allow you both to get married to one another, then my life will literally be ruined. I'll never be able to do anything with my life because things like this will just keep happening. So I'm going to end you two right now. What? You get the hell away from him right now, you plague. All you plan to do is marry Fred and become a parasite to him, right? You might have a job now, but the moment you get a ring on him, you'll quit your job and feed off all his hard work. You'll be a part of his life forever and will never have to work another day in your life while you force him to work to death.
I'm the one planning to leave my job. And what's so bad about her being married to me?
Wait, is this you, Fred?
I was watching Eileen as she sat there looking at her phone in distress. And when I came over to have a look at why she'd be looking that way, I saw that you're once again talking about her about your BS.
But listen to me, Fred. Why are you planning on leaving your job? You finally found a job at such a nice company, and you're going to quit now?
Yep, I spoke with Eileen about it, and that's what we've decided on. With the amount of money she brings in, there's no need for me to be working as well. And to be open about her skills, she may be a great worker, but she sucks at cooking and cleaning. That's why I'll be the one doing all the housework for her.
No way, that's not possible, Fred. A man that graduated from Harvard is going to become a house husband? That's a waste of your abilities.
Doing chores like cleaning and cooking is pretty rough work, and I think it'll be a fun challenge to take on. Also, I'll be at home most of the day, so I can do anything I please. I'll even be able to learn a ton of new things while at home, which is perfect since I love to study.
What?
Actually, I really want to study about a bunch of other things now, but I've had to work all week, never had time to. However, now that Eileen said she'll handle working, I'll be able to finally get to work studying. After all, she loves watching me spend my days studying about all sorts of surprising things. Recently, I've even gotten into studying about microecosystems, and have started a small garden within the house to help me understand them better.
That's...
But I'm sure you'll start to view me as the parasite now, huh? What you just said a little bit ago really hurt my feelings, Autumn.
No. That was...
You don't have to worry about how I choose to live anymore. But if you're going to start complaining about it like that, then the only choice I have now is distancing myself from you. So once we've had our wedding, I don't want you around us anymore, whether it's Eileen or myself. We don't want you near us.
What? That means you want to cut ties to me, right?
Well, yeah. I don't want to see you anymore while you're acting like a jerk. To be honest, I've been planning on cutting ties to you for a while now.
Now, just wait a minute, Fred.
Good luck with your life as an unemployed and uneducated lowlife. Hopefully, next year, you'll be able to graduate from Harvard.
Later that day, Autumn heard from her parents that they wouldn't be paying for her to go another year at Harvard. And so after hearing that from them, she's been working hard trying to make money through part-time jobs. She's a smart cookie, so she claims, so working part-time jobs should be pieces of cake for her, but she continues to complain about how she can't be seen working with people who don't go to Harvard. And because of that, she isn't able to work at many places for very long. In the end, she chose to leave school and is now living in her parents' house, never coming out of her room. She goes onto social media a lot more now, and when she sees all of her former classmates working amazing jobs and doing all sorts of fun things without her, she becomes even more depressed and recedes deeper into her room.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey, Zara! What is this I hear about you living in a fancy new condo building right about the metro stop? What happened? What kind of tricks did you use to land such an amazing place to live?
I didn't use any kind of trick, thank you very much. I paid for that place and so I get to live in it. It really is just that simple.
But what I want to know is how you can afford to pay the rent in such a place like that. I just happened to be out in the city doing some shopping when I saw you go into that huge condo building. At first I thought I must have been seeing things, but it was really you. I'm sure of it.
Well, that would make sense considering the fact that I'm living there now. I told you earlier about how I was going to be getting married to my boyfriend, right? Well, we did that, and we moved into this place to live together.
So then you've been living there since you got married? And does that mean that it's your boyfriend who makes you enough money to let you live there? That's amazing! I had no idea about any of this.
What do you mean?
I mean, how did a shabby basic girl like you land such a great guy? I could only ever see you getting with someone on your level, but instead you managed to find a guy rich and nice enough to let you live in a big condo with him. Just how did you find a guy like that?
Okay, Mom, you really need to calm down for just a little bit. First of all, it isn't my husband who's paying for this place. I am.
Oh, please. Do you think I'm going to buy that? You've always been such a fussy girl and you never even went to college. Do you really think I'm going to believe that you can afford to rent at a place like that?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
You've always been such a difficult girl to deal with, ever since you were little. Do you know that? I was ready to send you to any of the best schools in the country, but you said that you wanted to start working already, and so you did, just that, after high school. But I said fine, just as long as you live at home until you earn some savings, but then you just moved out and never came back. Do you have any idea how worried I was when you hardly ever called me? And now the only reason I know when you're living now is just by complete chance.
You really haven't changed at all, have you, Mom? It's clear that you've already made up your mind about what's going on in my life, and I don't see the point in saying anything more.
I just want to know how my no-good daughter ended up with such a good man. It sounds to me like you would have been better off marrying someone like your little sister, Rita.
Excuse me? Did you really just say that?
Well, Rita is nothing like you. She was actually a good girl and very easy to deal with. Not to mention the fact that she would actually listen to me and went to college when I offered it to her. And now she's my pride and joy who works for one of the largest companies in the country. If only she could find a man just as good as she is, then things would be perfect.
Oh, so you mean that your perfect other daughter still hasn't found a man? Maybe you should just find one for her since you handed Rita everything on a silver platter. I'm sure she'd love to get married to whatever man you picked out for her.
I bet you think you're so clever talking to me like that. Well, you just wait until I do find a man for your sister. Because it's obvious to me that I can't count on you for anything. It's no wonder you'll never be truly happy.
Hey, Zara, is everything okay? Mom is grumbling about you a lot more than usual today, and I was wondering if something happened between you two.
Yes, we had a talk. More like a fight, but I'm used to it now. Is Mom really making that big of a deal of it back at the house?
Well, she's stomping around and slamming things on the table and kind of just acting like a big baby. And earlier she asked me if I wanted to find a boyfriend, and then she showed me all these pictures of guys who I guess she's ready to try and set me up with. She said something about having to one-up you and get married quickly. Well, she said she wanted me to find a better husband than you as fast as I could. Can you believe that?
Oh, jeez. Mom really needs to learn to chill out sometimes. I wonder if she even realizes how she sounds saying those sorts of things.
But I also heard from Mom that you and your husband have moved into this really cool condo building. I think that might have been what set it off for Mom. Not only did she not know you were married, but you married rich and didn't tell her.
Well, I'm sorry that you're always getting sucked into this drama between Mom and I. I always feel bad for how much trouble I've probably caused you with all of this.
Zara, I really don't think that you have anything to apologize for at all. In fact, if anything, I'm the one who should be worrying about you. I mean, I know you two are already legally married, but are you sure that you want to have your wedding be just the two of you?
Well, I don't really think that Mom would even want to come to something like that. And if I just invited you and Dad, then it would be a mess for everyone involved. I've already explained about our family to my husband, and he says that he understands, and it's okay doing a tiny wedding with just us.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure with you. But in that case, I'll swing by sometime soon, and with your wedding presents, of course. Plus, I want to see this huge condo that you're living in.
Yes, please. You have to come and see it. We're pretty busy still unpacking since we literally just moved in, but once we've got some of that done, I'd love for you to come see it. You and your boyfriend are welcome to come in here at any time.
I can't wait! Just let me know when is a good time to come over, okay? We have to have a little party to celebrate a new house and a wedding soon.
Hello, Zara. I have something that I'd like to talk to you about, and I'm wondering if now is a good time.
Hello, Mom. This is a weird way for you to start a conversation with me, but okay. What's up?
You really just want to cut right to the chase, don't you? Okay then. Zara, I want you to let Rita marry your fiancé. It's clear to me that whoever this guy is, he's a better match for Rita than he is you.
You want me to let Rita marry my fiancé? You can't be serious about that.
I'm afraid that I'm very serious, Zara. I have been searching all month for a man for Rita but still haven't found one. But then I realized that I already know someone who knows a man with a good background and who makes much money. You were just holding him for your sister this whole time, weren't you?
You really think that I'm gonna go along with a word of what you're saying right now?
Well, of course you are. In fact, after doing some looking around, I think I do remember meeting this man of yours. Even I don't remember him at all that well. I'm pretty sure that he wasn't a fatty, and I believe he also went to a pretty good school too.
I suppose both of those things are true, yes.
Plus, he must be young and have enough money to afford living in a luxury condo, so I just know he'd be perfect for Rita.
Mom, you do know that Rita's already engaged to be married, right?
Wait, what? What do you mean? How dare you try and bring your little sister down to your rotten level? Unlike you, Rita understands that I'm always right about whatever I say.
There's no way that she would be like you and just not tell me she was engaged.
Do you really think that Rita's some kind of mindless drone who just follows orders? And do you really think it's okay to force your kids to go to a college they don't want to go and work in a field that they dislike?
You have no idea what you're talking about. It's the job of a good parent to guide their children to success.
That's not what I think is happening here.
Well, that explains why you are the way you are. But if a child wants to grow up into a happy adult, then they need to do everything that their parents tell them to. And if they don't, then they end up like a problem child like you. That's why I tell people that I only have one daughter, and it's Rita.
I see, so you don't even think of me as your daughter anymore.
Of course not. And I also don't think that you should be with a guy as good as you are. You didn't go to college, and now you're just marrying rich to get out of having to find a real job. I'm sure that whoever this man is, he'll regret being with you very soon.
And just what makes you think that, huh?
Let me guess. After you two got married, you quit whatever little part-time job you had just to be a housewife. And now you just lie around doing nothing all day while your husband is doing all the hard work. I just know that there isn't a man alive who can stand being with a woman who acts like that. That's why it's better for everyone involved if you just hand him over to your sister.
Hold on a second, just why do you think that I'm not working and living off of my husband? Do you even realize how hurtful some of these assumptions are?
Do you really think I care about how you feel when it comes to any of this? The only thing I care about right now is making sure that my real daughter is happy. And I know that she won't be happy until she has a husband who's as good as she is. That's why you need to give up your man for her.
I don't even know why I bother wasting my time when you're not going to listen. Although I just have to say that I can't believe you would literally try to steal one daughter's groom to give to another.
Well, if you don't want me to take him from you, then you better just give him up. A no-good brat like you doesn't deserve to have someone so great.
Actually, my husband did graduate near the top of his class at a great university, but he certainly isn't rich. So I don't understand why you think I married him for something that he doesn't have. Although if you really want, I guess I can just do what you say and hand him over.
Wait a minute. What do you mean he isn't rich? He's paying for you both to live in that huge condo. He must make a ton of money.
I told you already that I'm the one who pays for the condo. Meanwhile, he works as a freelancer, and the amount of money he brings in can really depend on the month. So that's why I pay the rent and utilities.
You have got to be kidding me.
In exchange, he takes care of all the housework for us. We have a really good thing set up, and our relationship isn't just based on money. So I wish you would stop trying to make this about money.
You have got to be lying to me. If he really went to a good school, then how could he not make that much money? You've always been a little liar ever since you were little, and you're doing it again now. You're the one who doesn't make that much money. I know it. You're just lying because you don't want me to take away your man. You really are a terrible daughter, do you know that?
I told you that you wouldn't believe me no matter what I said. But okay, why don't you try searching my name online and see what comes up? I assume it wouldn't be hard to find the business that I'm running as well as my picture on the board of directors page. Maybe that'll make you finally believe what I'm telling you.
Hold on a second. You're managing a company? Someone who doesn't even have a college degree is running a company?
Well, it's actually always been my dream to be a company president ever since I was little. But you said that that wasn't a good job for a woman to have, and you never really showed me any support. That's why after I graduated high school, I wanted to go out and get some real-life experience. Luckily, I found a job in my field and used that as a jumping-off point to build my career. And now I run a company and live in a huge condo.
This has got to be some sort of sick joke, right?
I've told you 3 times now that I'm the one who's paying the rent. So I'll keep the house, but if you really want my freelancer, I guess I can hand him over to Rita. She might even be happy to finally be getting married.
Wait a minute. That means that this man isn't a good fit for Rita at all. He might have a good education, but if he doesn't make money, then all of that will cause trouble for Rita in the future.
But unlike me, Rita is brilliant, remember? She's your pride and joy and only daughter you admit to having. She doesn't need a man to provide for her, don't you think? Anyways, I'll tell my man that he needs to start packing his bags, I guess.
Zara, oh my gosh, you totally took me by surprise. I mean, your husband was just in my house and told me that he'd come to marry me. You should have messaged me sooner so I knew that this was all a prank. It took me a while to figure out what was actually going on.
Oh man, I'm really sorry, but that's too funny. But you're right, I was at work and I couldn't give you a call, so I'm sorry about that. I knew you'd be able to figure it out on your own though, so I wasn't worried.
Well, you're lucky I caught on, because I talked to Fred and then I told Mom I was moving out. I told her we were going to get married, but we're just waiting in a cafe now.
You mean you went along with it? Thank you so much, Rita.
You don't need to thank me. I actually use this to my advantage as well, you know.
Oh really? How'd you do that?
Well, this was finally my excuse to move out of the house. So I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to have to borrow your husband for a little while longer. He's going to help me make it, so I move out of Mom's place permanently.
You mean you really want to move out?
I've wanted to. For a long, long time, actually. But, you know, Mom, she would never allow it. She was always so worried something that would happen to me if I left the house by myself. I tried asking Dad to talk some sense into Mom, but she wasn't having any of it.
I had no idea she'd gotten that bad.
But now, this is my chance to finally escape. And you already told her that Fred is a freelancer and that you own a condo, right? I bet that means that Mom is going to be really against me marrying this guy. I'm going to use that guy as my ticket out of here.
You mean you're really going to run off with my husband for a while?
Well, I'm going to let Mom think until she gives up. Even though she'll be against the wedding, I'll tell her that we're madly in love and that we're eloping far away.
Well, it doesn't sound like the worst idea I've ever heard. In fact, knowing how sensitive Mum is about her reputation, I'm sure that she wouldn't tell a soul about this, given how scandalous it all sounds. If there's anything you want me to do to make it more convincing, just let me know.
I'll tell Mom that we're eloping, and as soon as I find a place to live, I'll give Fred back to you. So hopefully this won't take more than a day or two.
If that's how long you need him for, then you've got him. Maybe the three of us can meet up and look for a place for you. My work's finally settling down, and I think I should be able to get some time off.
That would be amazing if you could help me. I'll send you the address for the cafe. Just look for Fred and I. Zara, what are we going to do? Your sister has run off and she hasn't come back. She told me that she was going to marry your fiancé and then ran off. And that was yesterday.
I guess Rita isn't the good obedient girl you thought she was.
I don't know what's gotten into her. We can't let her marry this man. It'll be horrible for her. You have to get a hold of her and tell her that I made a mistake in choosing him for her. She said that she fell in love with Fred at first sight, and I think they ran off to get married.
Wow, so things move pretty quickly for them, I guess. I never knew that Rita was that kind of girl.
This isn't the time to be joking. We have to do something.
I think that you should probably just respect the wishes of your daughter and let her have this, don't you think?
What are you talking about? Don't you know how embarrassing it will be for me to tell people my golden girl ran off with her sister's fiancé?
Well, I guess I'm glad you have your priorities straight.
You don't understand. All my neighbors just love Rita and talk about what an amazing girl she is. How am I supposed to face them now?
But isn't the happiness of your favorite daughter more important than anything else?
I got it. How about you come here to live with me and then I tell everyone how amazing my other daughter is?
Yeah, no, that sounds like a horrible decision for me. Besides, you already made it very clear to me that you didn't think of me as your daughter. And now, thanks to your meddling in our lives, you've lost both your daughters. Send Dad my love. In the end, Rita never came back, and Mom only became more ashamed of what had happened. She stopped talking to all her neighbors, and even stopped leaving the house. Rita and I explained the truth of what happened to our dad and asked him to keep our secret. He understood and agreed. And after that, Fred and I were finally able to have our tiny wedding. Meanwhile, Rita is living her dream of an independent life and was overjoyed at the realization that she would get to decorate her apartment however she liked.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.